Still enjoying this new intro tune. Good morning, everybody. It's March 18th, 2024. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media world. So glad to be hosting another episode of, you got it right, DYOR Live. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. Today, I was supposed to have Mr. Pedro Garcia back with us today, but he called in sick. And I actually talked to him, and he sounded like a truck had run over him. Backed up and then drove over him again. Well, you might see him on the comments here talking about some things or that. But we got a good show for you today. Haven't been on much. Last week was a travel week for me. And just got one show done, which was also on Solana meme coins, in which the mayhem continued this weekend. So we're going to continue the talk about it while we can and while they're hot. This chart here behind me was supposed to show something important. But during my system crash, the chart crapped out on me. Let's see here. Let's get this back here. Oh, it's supposed to have the Book of Memes chart. Let's just get right into it. The Book of Memes chart. We're going to talk about these things all day today. This is my first time doing a show. Back here in Ottawa, so my system isn't quite right yet. After I ignore it for 2 weeks, it's not happy, and it's not happy at all. Thus, the crash right when I started the show. Literally, just hit the live button is going, streams are going, and I'm just getting ready to hit the cool music to start the show, and then get a system freeze. I just can't get rid of it. Oh, it drives me nuts, and it's related to this virtual studio software here, which I'd love to get rid of and move into the Unreal Engine. But that takes time and money, and I have neither one of those right now. Anyway, we got a good show for you today. As you know, that the topic here is meme coins from Solana. Let's just here I had obviously I had AI generate some good stuff here with all that, but I gotta say that if you've listened to me for the past couple of years, you've heard me talk about meme coins are done. They're over. Get out. You're gonna lose your shirt. I couldn't have been more wrong. Could not have possibly been more wrong. I gotta tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm having trouble with my mic staying in the right spot here. I couldn't be more wrong. Because they're so hot. They're so hot right now. It's just ridiculous. It's simply and utterly ridiculous. And last year in the bull run, where were the meme coins located? Mostly in BSC. Now BSC dead Ola for meme coins. There's a couple here and there, but the money in meme coin mania in Solana here is just crazy. And I'm going to talk about Book of Memes here in a minute, and the things that I saw on it that were just eye-popping, just absolutely eye-popping. But anyway, if Pedro was here, he'd be reminding me, he's there striking, you got to tell everybody what to do. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Make sure you like, follow, comment, share. Let the world know that we are here and on the air. It helps a lot. It helps so much. In fact, I'm going to type that right now. Welcome. I think I'd have this pre-programmed. Welcome, everyone. Please like, share, comment, follow, comment again, watch, just do it. There we go. Welcome, as it says right here. You got to listen to that, ladies and gentlemen. Just do it. Hey, where's my Bitcoin thing in the top there? There it is. Oh yeah, that's right. Bitcoin's swooning down a little bit, 67. There's articles written all over the place now, like, oh, it's dead, bull market's on pause. Well, I'll tell you what. One of the things that if you listen to me talk past couple of weeks, we're talking about alt season, which we're clearly just getting into, and I had the four steps of getting into alt season. One, Bitcoin pumps, and it pumps like crazy. And we noticed it did that. It got all the way up to 73,000. And then ETH pumps. ETH was required to pump also 4,000, a little over 4,000. All right, did it hit 4,000? I'm not sure. And then the top altcoins had to pump, and then everything else started pumping. And we're getting real close to just nailing all four of those completely. Bitcoin pumped. It had to swoon a little. It swooned. It's swooning right now, back to 67. And then ETH rocked it too. You know, a year ago, ETH was at I think it dropped below 1,000. But anyway, it recently pulled back along with Bitcoin also. And the top altcoins are pumping also. Solana's at 200. I did a show, I don't know, 2 Novembers ago, in which it got down to 8. And I shat upon Solana all day. Just, you guys blew it, you should have been better, blah, 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 not got an exposure to FTX, all this kind of stuff. And they showed me who's boss. They called me up and they said, Striking, we are going to show you who's boss. And we're going to 20x this MFer. And they did. And they did. And everyone that bought Solana low, which I did not, I should have. I mean, it wasn't like they're going to go out of business, you know, major blockchain. They were down at their lows. I should have done that, and I didn't. Anyway, so we're here in the Solana season. Solana is pumping better than anyone could possibly believe. Pretty much due to meme coins. Coming out of their kind of I think it was in the end of September, in which hold on a sec, let me see that. Coming up in the end of September, they had their big meeting in either Zurich or Dubai. Them and Cardano with their meetings at the same time. I don't know which one was where. I think when Cardano was in Dubai, Solana must have been in Zurich or something like that, or whatever, wherever the hell in the world they were. And they announced all this new ecosystem stuff, and they're like, oh, it's great. The token actually started to pump a little bit from that, and it started getting going, started moving back up. And then it just started rocketing. And in the beginning in October, you saw a bunch of altcoins just start moving. Jason, you're probably behind. Make sure you're live. Got to hit that. Make sure everyone hits that live button. Make sure to hit the live button. You may be behind. Jason Spurgis says, hear you loud and clear. I was asking that about 10 minutes ago. Crypto Mike, thank you very much, Crypto Mike. Thank you for joining. You're not too late because I got started late because my system crashed right when I clicked the go live button. Literally live, just getting ready to press the theme song, and that was the end of that. Anyway, Solana started pumping in October, and all the other altcoins did, and I was not heavily in the market then. Even though Pedro and I were talking about it every day, I write the book. And things started going. But then Solana really took off. And why was that? And if you heard me talk about it on the show, stupid microphone. If you heard me talk about it on the show, it was because of meme coins. And the first one was Bonk. That's not the first one, but the first major one to really kick it in gear. And it went crazy. And it caused on the Solana chain, one show I reported there were 70,000 new contracts in a period of like 5 days on Solana or something like that. And then the next time I did the show, it was like 140,000 or 100,000, then 140, whatever it was. 99.9% of those were just rug pulls, honeypots. It just duplicate copies of everything. Every scammer on the planet was trying to get the money. But what the meme coin guys did, they got pretty smart. They started following a pattern of safe projects. They would start renouncing contracts again and burning their LP. Things that we all got away from. But by doing that, they basically reassured everybody that it was not a rug pull. But that doesn't take into effect all the other problems, like tons of tokens on the developer wallets and the ability to rug pull it from sheer volume of sales. That's different. But I mean from straight out fraud, that type of stuff. And thus Solana went crazy because every one of those contracts had to buy Solana in order to fund its LP. Every single one. And so they shot everything crazy. Then the investors came in and welcome Space Cat to the house. Let's see, let's get the right one. Final Frontier. Jason, welcome to the house. I'd give you a sound if I knew what you were interested in. You don't have a nickname. If you had a nickname, you can make a sound on the nickname, but you could make two elk headbutting each other or something. Anyway, so Solana's gone crazy, and we are where we are today with it. So let's start talking about what happened over the weekend. How many of you have heard of the House of Meme or Book of Memes? My little book I call the Book of Rugs, and I should launch that meme coin too. And then the Book of Memes came. Let me try. Since I had a tech crash at the beginning, I'm not sure how this is going to work here. Let's see, turn Pedro off. Oh, Tom. No, Tom screen. Nope. Nope. Alright, give me a second to fix this. Let's see, who do we want to get rid of here? Carmen, guest one. Pedro is not on. Audio visualizer not on. My browser is on. There we go. I guess since Pedro isn't here today, I can make myself bigger. There we go, look at that. Anyway, the Book of Memes, as you can see, the Book of Memes here. Why does my hand still get cut off? I don't have it together here today, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, the Book of Memes here, BOME, Book of Memes, trading on Sol, trading on Radium on the Solana chain. Started out here, down here on Saturday. On Friday, I don't know, in the middle of the night. By Saturday morning, it's up here. This represents $1 billion in market cap. And it's not one of those tokens that it just had 6 tokens trading, or $6 in liquidity and 1 trillion tokens. So that market cap is just a simple function of math. You can see in the liquidity, it has almost 10% liquidity, which is very good. I mean, that's for a meme coin, that's very good. This thing was trading a bit in this time frame here. See these high volume levels right here. $1 billion from, I'm having a hard time seeing this, from here to here is one 24-hour period. $1 billion was traded, not market cap. I mean, that's cash in and out, and that is, it's unbelievable. Now, I'm sure the developers, since they had some fat bags, might have been wash trading some big numbers and all that kind of stuff to show the volume and pump it and get it listed and all that kind of stuff. Fine, whatever. But the amount of money coming in, 100,000. I started watching it about I guess about here was when I heard about it. And I thought, oh, I can get in on it, and I really wasn't able to get in my Solana meme coin $100 allocation before I got up here, and then it's already started to sell off because the volume was just too crazy and started to drop off. But there were orders in here, 100,000. You know, one guy had bought $443,000 of Solana, of this token right in here. Thank you for your exit liquidity. But anyway, trades over and over and sells of 100,000, 50, 80, 75, 95,000, not even putting blips on the chart, you know, in the individual sell. It was unbelievable. Hello, Andy Wilson. Andy Wilson, I've been back to the land of the Vikings. If it's not Scottish, it's crap. I've got to get that Mike Myers line. It's a sound effect for you. Anyway, talking about here, let's do this right here. I'm gonna pretend Pedro is here. Let's see, chart. Who wrote the book of memes? There we go. Anyway, this whole thing from start. Let me get a chart I can see here. I guess it started on the 14th down there. So this is 4 days old. It's been 2 days since this. About 36 hours from there, maybe about 40 hours, a little bit more, to here, and $1 billion market cap. And $1 billion traded in volume. This is the power of the meme coin. And here I was a while ago saying memes are done. Done. You know, obviously, and I said that before Pepe and before Bonk. Actually, you know what? I think I said it after Pepe's first dive. And I was like, all you guys did got wrecked. Provided exit liquidity. And instead, Drano in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Drano in the house. LeBron James, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be talking about mainnet Z here in a little bit because there is news on that front. But anyway, right now we're talking about Book of Memes. And just how amazing the power of this meme was that everything else sold off when this thing was pumping. Because everybody was so FOMOing so hard into this. Every other meme sold off. So and the bridges to Solana were going bonkers. Radium got overwhelmed. In fact, there's a period right here where the volume dropped off, and the contract kind of froze. And it wasn't has nothing to do with the contract. Radium was just overwhelmed, and they just had a big backlog, and processing took forever. So we went a bunch of minutes without really any sales at all. So people thought, I mean, in these meme coins, when you see volume drop off, that's like a harbinger of time to sell. As soon as you see the volume drop off, you know that there's not going to be enough money in the buys to overtake the sells. And so people thought, oh, the volume's going, so it's time to sell. And they did. And they just started dumping it like crazy. But then Radium came back up on into full strength. And people were like, oh, volume's still here. Started going back up. But that's it. All it takes is one kind of thing here to shake people up. And then as you can see, the volume started going back to normal crazy levels for meme coins, not the typical one. Let's see, where are we now with this? And so now we've sold off, but still, we're still at a $872 million market cap for something that went to 1.5 billion. Andy Wilson says he's living the dream, Drano. Of course, Drano agrees. The meme coin dream. Anyway, this one just blew my mind, and I thought it was such a great example to bring to you guys to really watch out. Watch out, because one of the things I saw when those orders were going through, here, let's try and bring that up. You know, when you look at this part of the chart here, and you see the orders coming in. These things are nothing now. It's like, oh, $2,000 cells, $10,000 cells. You know, whoopee. I was watching a series of $96,000 cells, 96 and change or something like that. And they're going by so fast you can't even click on them. You know, you just when you scroll, you go to click. By the time you click, they've scrolled further, and you can't get the transaction. I don't know how to freeze this pane. If you guys do, please let me know. I got one. I got one of the $96,000 cells. This chumbalone, I went and looked at his wallet. Wasn't a whale with tons of money and all these different things. And like a lot of times you click on those big cells, you're like, well, that guy's got millions of dollars. So you're hardly impressed by that. But what you are impressed by is what? When a chumbalone like the rest of us scores. Right. Did I score? No, chumbalone. Did this guy score that I'm talking about? Look, the buys are going crazy when I'm talking about it on the air. I love it. I love it. Look at that. Not even a single cell. Not even a single cell. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's all the striking effect right there. Look at that. There's not even a single cell. Let's go look at the chart. See if I did something to it. Oh, there's a cell for $2,000. Look, all those cells didn't even pump this at all. Or all those buys. Nothing. Barely moved it. Anyway, so I click on, let's just pretend to walk through it. You know, I go over to Solana scan. I look at it and I click the which one's it from? I guess you'd click this one here, the guy's wallet. And it showed in it. This guy's got it's no slacker either. He's got the $76,000 in his wallet. But it showed that when you looked at the transactions and what he did, it showed that he had bought the day before, bought 4 transactions of about $1,000 each, just 24 hours earlier, and he was selling each one for $96,000 each. Yeah, it pulled out a cool $500,000. He had a couple other little transactions to clean up, so it was like $450,000, something like that. But still, turned basically $4,000 into almost $500,000, if you can believe that. I mean, that's what keeps us all going here, doesn't it? King Kaching in the house, ladies and gentlemen. King Kaching. King, we're talking meme coins here today again. 2 days in a row, I get it. But we're talking about the book of memes. But I've pretty much talked everything I can about the book of memes on it. Just a wild day that I had watching that. And I first started watching it at like 5 a.m. Left Mrs. Striking in the bed. came out here to the old computer and like, well, you know, coffee. What are you doing out there? Meme coining. Anyway, I did that again this morning. Let's move on to the next one, the recent ones. And none of these projects am I talking about if they paid me or given me anything, and you know, this is not financial advice. All that usual stuff. You know, meme coins. They say right on their websites now. This is not an investment. This is just pure fun, and it is. You're paying money. It's like going to Vegas. If you go to Vegas with $1,000 and know you're coming home with $0, and that's just your entertainment fee for the time you're there, then life's great. Even if you lose the money, you're like, that was my entertainment fee and I was ready to lose it. But hey, you could have got the full house, not the full house, the royal flush. I can't remember my poker or my video poker. Anyway, and it's the great casino here. But if you know you're gonna lose your money, you're happy. But none of us really are we? Like, you get down 10%, we're like, we should have 5x'd. We should have 5x'd. But nope. No, we didn't. Anyway, but now we're gonna go to this other project here. that I picked up on the other day. Where is my project screen here? Another classic one here. Let's put this one back on the 30-minute chart, 15-minute chart here. Yeah, this one launched the 12th and didn't really do anything until, well, also until the 13th it started going. Here, let's get this one right here. So. Caw. Perhaps you want to know what caw is, right? Yeah. Caw is crow with knife. Not dog with hat. Crow with knife. Craw. Or caw. Caw! And it's obviously traded on Crow. Look at this MFer. On the 12th here. Starts down here. Trades the bejesus out of it. Everyone's like, oh my god, it's going to pull back and up. Nope. Once again, they're like, oh, sell off, sell off. Nope. And cranks back up. And this is the 12th here, just a few days, 6 days ago. Here, let's go. I can't read the chart when I'm showing it this way. Let me look at it. This is why I need Pedro. Pedro, you're not allowed to have Corona. You're just not allowed to. Sakabato, what up, zombie mob? We'll be talking about the NetZ ecosystem here in a little bit, but right now we're getting this craziness here. Caw on Crow. No, they're not paying me to say anything or anything like that. Anyway, came out at 9 zeros and 1 cent or something like that, or 2 cents, or 9 zeros 2. And is now at 7 zeros 1. So we just rocketed through that. I got in. Let's see, where did I get in here? I got in probably right around here. But only, in these things you don't know. There was barely any information about it, so you throw $100 in it, and now it's worth like $500. So that's good. You're like, God, I wish I would have put $1,000 in. Right, but then if the ones you put $1,000 in, they go like this. That's what happens to that. Caw, crow with knife. So they just start a token based on nothing but a little. If you can see the drawing here, crow with knife. It's literally a picture of a crow holding a knife in its mouth. Millions of dollars that have been earned on this one already in just a few days. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. Anyway, this is a good time to thank everybody who's watching. There's a bunch of you watching out there. Really appreciate it. Normally, Pedro is my co-host on here today, or I have a guest co-host, and everybody said no today. Pedro was off last week, and I was traveling, and Pedro said he would be here at the normal time this week. And then he called me this morning. He's like, Tom, I can't barely talk. Can't do it. So I have a feeling he's on some nice medicine right now and sleeping. I hope poor Pedro doesn't have the Rona, but it sure sounded like he does. Got the Rona Bona. But Pedro spends so much time analyzing charts, fundamentals, all this stuff behind it, this, blah, 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 blah. And then these knuckleheads just launch a thing here, and it goes, just like that. See that the NetZ crowd is in the house. Let's go, NetZ! I don't even know how to pronounce your name. Daitango? Daitangu? I don't know. But anyway, thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. We'll talk NetZ here in a little bit. Just call him Jesse. Anyway, we're talking about Caw right now. On Crow. Crow with knife. Genius, huh? Genius. And I'm just going over a couple. Like I went over the book of memes, and I'm going over Ka. I'm about to hit another one too. What I'm trying to, not just picking random ones like a bunch of influencers do to go over and give you a bunch of comments about it. But the topic is the craziness that's going on, and so I'm trying to explain the craziness here, and the absolute FOMO mentality everyone's got, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing as long as you're involved in it. As long as you're involved in it. But that's Ka. Let's go over and find my other gem that... this one. Looks like... Yeah. Sack, yeah, we're everywhere. We're taking over. Yes, that's his name. I got it. But we're taking... That's fine. Don't mind. Don't mind the viewer raids at all. It's just terrible. Anyway, this one, let's fix its thing here. This one is called CWM. Can you read this, Cat? I'm not gonna. I don't want to give it away yet. You read this up here in the corner up here. What the name says. If anyone's watching on their desktop, you can probably see it. Cat with mane. Cat with mane. That would be a lion, right? A cat with a mane, a female lion. Look at this chart. Nothing, nothing, nothing. I was watching this chart. Someone texted me this morning and said, "Hey, Tom, you got to check this out." And I got to appreciate the people doing this show. People text me things. Hey, did you check this one out? I'm like, I have no idea what that one. Another one on Crow. They were telling me about right here. It was at, bunch of zeros 7. And I was like, it's starting to do the hockey stick thing here. I'm like, cool, I better go check it out. By the time I went from the bedroom over around, got the tea started, came back to the computer, did the security stuff to get on it, it 2x'd. It went to 7, bunch of zeros 17. And that was right about here. And I'm like, come on, man. Or no, it was here. It was like there. Here's 7, here's 17. I'm like, all right. So I got some, like right about here. About like 18, 19. This is 50. Same zeros. I haven't dropped a zero yet. Right all the way up to here. And I'm like, oh, for Christ's sakes. I'm like, and again, only put in $100. I'm like, why don't I put $1,000 into these things? Because you'll lose it. And then I went back to sleep. And then this is what happens. And it has a lot of liquidity. I'm guessing the dev wallets have a ton of tokens. I haven't looked into it yet. But then there's this big drop off here. Right? I mean, a huge sell. Bang, 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 taking the money out. And I thought, and I saw it. I came back to it right about here. And I'm like, oh man, I'm in bed. It's only $100. I don't care. Maybe it'll come back. Then when I woke up, it was back up here. And then I was chatting with the guy who sent me the lead on it. And as we're talking, it goes, just hit the space elevator. It's on. Keep an eye out on it. It's on Crow. Cat with mane. We the best with DJ Khaled voice. Or Khaled. I don't have a DJ. Well, actually, you know what? My sound effects thing is a voice changer for me. But when I get that part in, it screws it all up. I'll work on it one day. You know what I need to do is I need to work on it one day and get the motion capture stuff here and have like a meme, a meme 3D model of me instead. Buy more of memes. Anyway, Cat with meme now is a force to contend with. I'm sure there's a problem with it. Like dev wallets have too much, and it's going to go straight down here. At some point, it's approaching $1 million market cap. That $1 million market cap is kind of that sweet spot for whether they blast through it or not. And also their trading volume. Their trading volume here is so far today is only 279,000. And when you see those things get closer to $1 million, and there's lots of big buys and sells, and the chart's not just tanking from the sells, then you know you've got something good. This one still wait to be seen with this one, whether or not it's got the continued buying power. But from, yeah, my friend bought it at 407. It's now at 307. So he's 10x'd since 5 a.m. Eastern time today. It's only 7 hours ago. 10x, 7 hours. He put in. He said he put in 400. That means he's got $4,000 right now that he could dump on this. Oh, good lord. Let me see if he's updated me on his status. One second. I post my show all over Telegram. And there's a Chicago crypto networking group that I put it in. And today I got slapped in the wrist for, let's keep this about networking, please. I'm like, but it's a talk show. People can network on it. Chuck Jansen in the house. Dun, da, da, da. I used the whole fist there, Doc. Hope you had a good day mining fiat. Chuck, welcome to the show. Jason says DBC could be the next meme to surprise everyone. I've got that on my list to talk about here today. We talked about book of memes, crow with knife, and cat with mane so far. Let's see, where do we leave off on cat with mane? Just that it looks like it's reaching a little indecision here right now. And another project. All these projects are no tax. And if they have tax on them, they just don't work. All these proper memes now, they renounce the contract, they burn the LP, and they got zero tax. And so the developers don't want the marketing money and the marketing wallet and all that crap. They just want it moon. Moon! If it moons, we rich. If it doesn't, we do another one. And so far, these guys are rich. they've like I said, my buddy is 10x after buying it right about here. I have not 10x'd. I've probably 5x'd. Let's see it. Yeah, 5x'd. But these guys down here, they've 100x'd. If you go back to the beginning, the price they've 100x'd. Now the LP isn't going to support all that. They've only got 50K in the LP. It's not enough. It's not enough. For a meme coin like this. They got 700,000 in market cap. I mean, it's better. A lot of these $700,000 market caps have like $10,000, $20,000. So if everyone wants to sell at once, we obviously know what's going to happen. Rug pull. But so even one of these guys, the developers, I'm sure has a bag worth $10,000 in here, or 20 or 30,000. They sell that. This thing. If it's got 50,000 in liquidity, someone sells 30,000. It's 3/5 of the liquidity. It means price down 3/5. It's a lot. So it's a big risk. And I am always one that says, don't take out your initial. I use the example of it's like investing in your buddy's coffee shop, and then day one he opens. And he sells his first cup of coffee, and you walk back to him and say, "Hey, Mike, I want my money back. Come on. You don't give me my money back, I'm going to cry scam." Wait a minute, you just gave me your money to invest. That example is for legitimate projects that need the money and need the liquidity. And that. For memes, take your goddamn money out. Get your money out, man. Stay safe. I mean, you have to make that choice. Do I want to let it all ride? I won the first race at the horses. I'm letting it ride. Here, won the first race. The horse race is down here. Didn't rug pull. Didn't start trading below open price. Here's won the second race here. Yep, it's going up. Nothing bad's happened yet. We're letting it ride. Third race here. That's you won 3 in a row. That's kind of odd. You win the trifecta. It gets up here. This is the 4th race, and people are like, "That's odds are not in our favor." Boop, goes down. Not going to win that many. And then they're like, "All right, I didn't win the 5th race. This is a 9 race, 9 race ticket here, or what do you call it in horse racing? The number of races? I can't remember. Stakes. And then all of a sudden, people keep winning. That doesn't go a long way before there's pullback. So take your initial money out, or take whatever you want. Take half out. What I did is I was in that the other one. God, I got so much information going through my head right now. I can't even talk about it. I was in CAW here, and I had a couple of X's. So I took one of those X's, put it in cat with meme. Both of these on Crow, so it's easy just to swap over. And I've made a few X's. But I've also taken a little bit of money out of each one. So if they go to 0, I still made some money. But they're not going to go 0. You know, they could go much higher. DBZ is different. We'll get to DBZ in a little bit. Slow moon to build floor, then we go Super Saiyan. Yeah, well, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about that one that's coming up, going down the list. Anyway, CWM on Crow. I am not a meme coin master, but I'm getting lucky here the past 2 or 3 days. Lucky with $100. That's like going to the $5 table at the crafts table at not on the Vegas Strip, but 2 streets over. It's like, woo! I really hit it. Wow, made $200. 200 big ones. Anyway, what's next on the list? All right, well let's do the mainnet Z. Mainnet Z, and the news coming out of mainnet Z. Let's see. Let's open up a new one here. Where is the NetZ chart? Oh yeah, it's on. Hold on, I got to. One second here while I get that up. NetZers. I rely on Pedro a lot to take up these dead moments in my thought process here when I do little tech stuff here. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, you chumbalones. Alright, I don't understand this. Let's get this back up here. I guess I can guess what's happening here. Normally, when I start talking about things and I don't buy them, they go up. Mainnet Z just saw a big sell-off, and I'm guessing. I hope if I did some. Oh, that's on the exchange, so I can't tell. But unfortunately, I know all the developers in NetZ say, "Look, we're in this for the long term. Don't worry about the pricing today, yada yada yada." But everybody worries about the pricing today. Everybody does. You can't say that. Everybody, even people in long term, look at it and go, "Well, I don't know." It's just that everyone I always talk to says, "Yeah, it's long term, but they're going to get things going." Well, one of the things going on with NetZ right now is, if you've heard me talk about them, which I have at length, and I am an investor in the NetZ's token. Not an early thing or anything like that. And they haven't paid me to say anything. I've just bought it based on people talking about it. I said, well, there's a new blockchain. And what did all the new blockchain, not new blockchains have, but what's been the greatest thing to really kick off a level 1 blockchain, or for that matter, a level 2 blockchain's volume and notoriety? A good meme coin. And so we were joking about it here over the past couple of weeks, saying, come on, man, main NetZ needs a meme coin. They got to have something. They got to have something to get us there, because their blockchain started in December. Their DEX is open. All good things. And they got a lot of projects, devs talking about stuff. If you look at their list of tokens, things like that people are working on. Lots of their testnet with lots of zillion transactions, their mainnet, people working on stuff. But not getting a lot of movement on price, which means people aren't buying their token. You know, people need to buy NetZ in order to pair with their liquidity, in order to launch their projects. So let's get a good meme token. Today they had one. Today they've got one. Let's see. The mayor of Akron, welcome to the house here. What's the swap site for Crow? You know what? I've got that window closed. I don't remember what it was. I have a feeling it was XY Finance. Maybe that was the bridge that I used. Maybe it was just Crow Swap. Hold on, we're gonna look at that real quick before we get into the new meme coin on main NetZ. A lot of people use the Crow app because they have money in the Crypto.com or money in their DeFi wallets. Let's see, what was I using? Yeah, it was MMF. What's that? Marrakech or something like that. Something other. MM.finance. That's what I was using for it. Works great. Works fine. TG linked to NetZ. You guys, I'm gonna have to put that up there because you guys can't post. Let me go find that quickly. Where do I keep the NetZ stuff? Here we go. I'll do two things. I'll post it in my TG room. If you don't know what that is, it's DYOR Media, Striking's Crypto Smackdown. Oh, sorry, I just tried to post it in the main NetZ room. I've got 2 or 3 warnings. I'm about to get booted from there. Big Dave, thanks for passing the capture test. Yeah, I set that up and I haven't messed with it in a while, so I don't know how to really change it. Anyway, I dropped the main NetZ thing in there. I'll drop it in the comments here too, but a lot of you can't copy them easily. Anyway, this morning, I wake up, as I do a lot of times, 5 a.m. As you get a little older here, you got to pee in the morning, that type of stuff. You're welcome, Jason. And so what do you do when you get back in bed and you're like laying there? You're like, better check my crypto. And of course, someone says, I see in the main NetZ room, hey, a new token is launched. And I'd put it up on the screen, but there's nothing to put up on the screen. Someone finally came around and launched Pepe for main NetZ, Pepe Z. And if you go to the main NetZ Telegram, you can find the link to the Pepe main NetZ TG, which is literally just getting started. I was the first member, other than the owner, and it's not even on Gecko terminal yet. It's not even on Dex Screener. It literally launched 7 hours ago or something like that. And so the only trading is going on is using mainnet Z Zodiac swap. And as of the last time I checked, their bridge was down. So it's really hard to get money on it. Thankfully, I had some mainnet Z in an exchange account that I could send over there in order to buy the token. But clearly, it's super early. I'm not telling you to go buy a certain meme token. I'm just telling you one of the things we needed to have mainnet Z do was to get a good meme coin. And now, unfortunately, probably what's going on here is some chumbalones are selling their mainnet Z to buy Pepe Z, which I did too. Not that much though. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, I had a few $100. That was it. It was my meme coin limit. Yeah, and that's the mainnet Z entry. Obviously, there's a guard there to pick everyone. And mainnet Z's TG, they run it strict. Don't try and post links there. Don't try and... No memes. No nothing. In fact, now that the Pepe room is up and running, they'll probably tell you to direct the conversation over there. But good guys. They just want a legit TG room, not a yo bro TG room. Which I totally understand. But anyway, let's... We need to get rid of these red candles because they're not fun. They're not fun at all. Pepe Z. You know what? They do have a Twitter account. Let's go find the Twitter account. Let's find the Twitter account of Pepe Z. There it is. Let's get it over to the screen browser here. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't get any better than this, does it? A good, proper meme coin to get your day started. Here we have another frog dude, or whatever the hell this thing is. Here he is. Looks like he's smoking a blunt here. Here he's drinking looks like a Budweiser with a Z on it. Hot chick up in the back on the inflatable. What else he got going for it? Man, it's got all the required things. And I poked through the contract. And at the time I poked through it, it wasn't verified yet. But it is renounced. The liquidity's burned. And there's decent liquidity in it for the size of it. And even though that's without being able to check CoinGecko, it's just poking through the contract and finding the pairs and all that stuff that I haven't done in 4 years. But let's see. It says launched on mainnet Z. Official contract. Blah, blah, blah. Tokenomics. This one does have tokenomics. That's different. Most of them have been 0 and 0. Most of the new ones, well, at least on Solana, most of the new ones are 0 and 0. But they're gonna have staking and stuff. All right, so since they have staking, they have a need for the tokenomics and things like that. So we'll be watching that to see how that goes. Probably won't go as crazy as the Solana ones because of the tokenomics. One of the things I've noticed on those Solana ones is a lot of people just swing trade those things and scalp them. I mean, they just see the volume going. When that much volume, when $100,000 sales and buys are going in and out like this, you know you're not at the top yet. And so you can basically make any trade you want, and you just need more money to do it. But if every time you make a trade, it's a 10% tax, 5 in and 5 out, it makes it difficult to generate that volume. To generate the FOMO volume. You get the people buying in, but you don't get that volume trading sale. Anyway, it's the first meme coin on mainnet Z, and we're looking forward to it. We put a few $100 in it. I think I went because I'm a mainnet Z supporter. I went more than my Solana limit of $100. Might have hit the $200. This is at like 5 a.m. buying on my phone. And so we're gonna watch this one and have some fun with it, and we're gonna talk about it all the time. Oh, and you guys, of course, we're going to talk about Dragon Balls. Come on, guys. All Dragon Balls all the time. Oh, you know what? I didn't change that, did I? Damn it. I better fix that now and talk about it again for a few minutes. Let's see. Pepe Z. Why doesn't it update? There we go. Now I have it right. Pepe Z. The joys of meme coins. A Twitter account, a frog, ads getting pushed to everybody on my YouTube stream. The first day back in Ottawa, and a bunch of you guys know I started late because I had a technical issue. The Crypto Alliance in the house. Crypto Alliance is in the house. Hope everyone had an amazing weekend and look forward to the week ahead. Unite, act, deliver. Crypto Alliance, we're talking meme coins today. We started out with Book of Memes. Then we started talking about Crow with Knife. And then Cat with Mane, otherwise known as a lioness. Now we just talked about Pepe Z on mainnet Z level 1 chain. And we're about to hit DBZ Dragon Balls. And we're focused on meme coins today because over the weekend it was just bonkers, the meme coin mania. It was just absolutely nuts. Well, welcome to the house, Crypto Alliance. Everyone, if you don't follow Crypto Alliance on Twitter, you should. They have a lot of great spaces. They're growing in their spaces. Great talks, and sometimes they go for like hours. I can go for hours. Pedro and I can literally talk for 2-3 hours, no problem here with quality content. Well, most of the time, quality content. But these guys just go on and on. They could go 8 hours. They just keep going. Don't run out of material. But go find them on Twitter. The Crypto Alliance here. Let's go find them. Last chance. Pepe Z here, ladies and gentlemen. Crypto. Oops. The Crypto Alliance. Is this the right one? Yes, this is the one I'm following. I want to show a different one. The Crypto Alliance, founder of the Crypto Alliance, DeFi advisor, crypto blockchain, educator and investor, DM for inquiries. They have lots of spaces. Go follow them. Yep, memes will play a bigger role this cycle than last. The number one utility in crypto since the inception of Bitcoin. It's been and always will be. Nothing ever can be greater than community. That's right. Memes are a strange community. And you're welcome. Appreciate the support. This gentleman has not paid me to say this, but my buddy Zach Humphreys turned me onto the Crypto Alliance, and one time I had Zach on my show, and he went over to this group that he's been hanging out with and said, hey, come on over and support Striking and Pedro and the whole crew here at DYOR Media. And they did. They bombed to the show. Loving it. All right, I know this is what everyone's been waiting for to hear, right? Dragon Balls. I might say, as we're going to be getting, talking about memes, today's the big NVIDIA conference, AI conference out in, I think it's San Jose, I believe. Let's just Google that, NVIDIA. Spelling. Last night, I was fortunate enough to meet. It was St. Patrick's Day. as you do, especially us Irish folk, we meet people in a bar on St. Patrick's Day, and so I met a gentleman who is a PhD, has a PhD in artificial intelligence, and he works for Google. And he had fun talking about their problems with Gemini and all that stuff. But he doesn't work on that project. He works in a different area, but he's knowledgeable about it. But we were talking about the NVIDIA conference right now and how, first of all, how their stock has gone just absolutely through the roof because everyone wants to buy millions of dollars of their products. But it's all in the news today. And we've been talking about memes all day, but this is a topic of at least a week's worth of shows here, affecting everything: the mining industry, the high-performance computing industry, just simple things like the data center, Amazon, not their web services, but just their, the shopping part of their services. DBZ is about to go Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan. Let's get back to that then. Super Saiyan. DBZ. On BNB. Let's get the right one here. I did this last time. I had trouble finding it for some reason. There we go. Dragon Balls. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got Dragon Balls in the house. A BSC meme coin token. Not as much volume over there right now. Not as much volume, but there's Dragon Balls on pretty much every chain. Now there's one on ETH. I think there's 2 on Sol. Come on, the Irish. Oh, we might have had a few pints yesterday. Went with Mrs. Striking to a place here in Ottawa. We had, of course, I had to have a Guinness. Had my Irish gear on. The family names are all Irish here in my ancestors. And then we came back to the crib here. That would have been a fine day, that kind of stuff. And then some friends said, hey, we're at another bar. It's in a basement of an old church. You're like, oh, that's interesting. And you go down, and sure enough, you met them, and they're in the basement of an old church. And it was really cool. It was an Irish pub in the basement of an old church. Had a great time. And we were just going to go there, have a beer. Ended up having 2.5 more beers and talking with a bunch of people I knew and then met there. So it was absolutely perfect. Perfect time. Mrs. Strike and I had a great time on St. Paddy's Day. On this computer, I've got my stuff over here. DBZ has an Irish owner. Whew, loving it. Space Cat. Space Cat will come back to you in a minute. DBZ, Figure AI, Tesla Bot will be the main feature along with the OpenAI, of course. Yeah. Chris Green. Chris, we talked about Caw and Crow with Knife. We just went over that. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Let's just check him out in the meantime. Cat with Mane. Crow with Knife. Still going crazy. 1 second here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mrs. Striking. She just got notified that she has won an award in her industry. It's not public yet. Can't talk about it. It's a big deal to her. I nominated her for this award, and she won. And so that's awesome. Congratulations to Mrs. Striking.
Thank you.
Anyway, back to Dragon Balls. But I have the wrong chart up. Here we got Dragon Balls. Just looking at this chart, if Pedro was here, he'd be like, this is your typical chart launch. Typical decent chart launch with down here you have the launch. Everything's going fine, blah, blah, blah. Get some people in it. It starts mooning and everyone's like, woohoo! Yeah, and then of course people had made 2x say, hey, I'm going to take my initial out, take some other blah blah blah, and there's a sell-off. Boo, sell-offs, boo. But they happen. We all know they happen. Especially new projects. Who sells off a new project anyway? Anyway, that's not the point. It's early, and all of these charts have this blip in them. When you go back and look at, and let's just look at the cat with main. Oh, yeah, cat with main, same thing. Sell off here. Moon, caw here, and caw. It's more subtle. Right down. Right there. Right, that little bump. And when you zoom in on it, it's the same size as the one at DBZ and Dragon Balls. And look, and Moon Unit Zappa. There's a name for you. And so let's go back to balls. Wait, hold on a sec. If the owner is Irish, no, congratulations to Mrs. Striking. Yeah, she has left the building now, ladies and gentlemen. Mrs. Striking has left the building. But anyway, but thank you. I appreciate it. If the owner is Irish, wouldn't we be saying Dragon Bollocks? Fun fact, in Chicago, a bar opened down the street from me. It just said the Dog's Bollocks. That was the name of the bar, Dog's Bollocks. And for Americans, we don't attribute bollocks to balls, really. We just, bollocks, it's more of a, like, oh crap, oh bollocks. It's not oh balls. And one of my friends from London was visiting. And he's like, what's this new bar you're telling about? And I said, oh, it's the Dog's Bollocks. And he just started laughing. He goes, that's the actual name of the bar? And I said, yeah. And I said, look, it's right around the corner here. And I drove up and the big sign outside it. And he started laughing so damn hard. His name's Dave. And Dave's like, he's just bent over in my car laughing. And I'm like, what's so funny? He goes, the Dog's Bollocks? And he says, you know what that means? I'm like, oh, yeah. And he goes, no, the Dog's Balls. And I was like, oh, okay, that's probably not what you want on a sign. I mean, if you guys are over in England and Ireland and Scotland and all these places, you have really messed up names for bars. In the U.S., we have like Jim's and Bob's and Timmy's, things like that. Over there, they have the This Arms and the Brothers Balls and the Ox's Gonads and all kinds of stuff. So just thought it was another funny British name. Nope. Bollocks. The Dog's Bollocks. Anyway, soon thereafter, it came to the attention of the local city councilman that in Chicago we called him alderman, that it wasn't a proper name, and they had to paint the sign. Something else. They soon went out of business. DBZ is partnering with someone in a few hours. Alrighty. DBZ partnership coming later. Your show rugged again. Is my show rug again? Seems to be working. Anyway. The Dog's Bollocks, ladies and gentlemen. Very early in the Dog's Bollocks here. I highly suggest you all go to their Telegram. Find them. I'll post a link to the Dog's Bollocks Telegram in my Telegram room. And here in the comment section. Let me go do that, because otherwise I'll for sure forget. Let's see, where did I put that one? DBZ entry portal. Big Dave. Thank you. I just got your message. Let's do that. Let's do that a different day. I'm running in the end of the day here, and I have a bunch of real world stuff to do. Maybe tomorrow or something like that. Let's see. Hope if you come to your Chris Green, drop the link to CAW for me too. Drop it in my room. I'd appreciate it. For those of you that don't know, I'll just put it in the thing again here. My Telegram room is not a big talking place. Maybe it'll come up to be a big talking place. But really, it's just information that we talk about in the show. Safe place to post links and all that type of stuff. My Telegram is Striking's Crypto Smackdown. You'll see it says DYOR Striking's Crypto Smackdown if you search for it. And it's a safe place to put links in here so that the spammers don't come from YouTube and things like that. Let's see. Chuck, if you're listening, you may be behind a little bit. Oh, no, I see what you mean. Which is what I was just referencing. Oh, yeah. Web Trio says, or Bollocks. That was just such a funny story. Anyway. Anyway, DBZ. We're gonna have we'll have a little feature for you at DBZ tomorrow. We're gonna have news from them. Well, new news because they're obviously announcing a partnership later today. But so far this chart shows good things to come. It's got that typical launch pattern, buy, moon, from all the insiders buying. You're like, whoo, we're so good. You're just feeding your own stuff here. And then a couple other new people join in. They're like, hey, got some more X's. And then people take a little bit of cash out. And then the buying starts again. All those people that took cash out in here, put a little bit back in here now, because now that there's a little attention coming on, put a little bit back in to get the green going again. There's nothing better than being on a show and doing this and having buys happen. See, whoever did that little red line there, you're fired. You're fired. Not cool. Well, it's not, but it's not cool. It's like, that should be green when I'm talking. Bye. Oh, once again, my TG room, Striking's Crypto Smackdown. Just search for it. If you can't get the link, just go into TG and search for DYOR Media, Striking's Crypto Smackdown. It'll come up. You'll have a semi-impossible CAPTCHA to pass. You have to do some math. Usually it varies them, but most of the time it's math. But DBZ has an announcement coming up. That's good to know. A partnership. I just got all this way an hour and 20 minutes into the show. Forgot right above me here on my screen is a record button. Forgot to hit the record button. Doesn't mean it's not recorded. It's obviously, I have Vimeo as my content delivery network. It records it. But they compress it. And the one on YouTube, when you download it, it's only 720p. Forgot to record. See, this is what I get when I don't have Pedro. Get out of my element here. Of course, thanks to everyone watching. I really appreciate it. Didn't hear from the Stag folks today. Where are you guys today? I guess we did. Jason was here. I guess Mrs. Jason was here. Also, but usually there's a bunch of other ones. Jason was like, I'm talking about DBZ, man. You know, I didn't put... Let's do this right so you guys can capture... If you want to capture a screenshot, you can at any time and have it be labeled correctly. Dragon balls. This back up. Dragon. Here it is, Dragon Balls on BNB. Or on BSC. Dragon Balls. Where'd you guys come up with a name for that? Me want Dragon Balls. Yes, of course, Jason. We all know that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting long in the tooth on the show today. If there's anything else you guys want me to bring up or look at, Chris, thanks for talking about those projects. Let's take a quick look back and and look at those to see how they've done while I've been on the air. Chuck says, Chuck with scalpel. The newest meme coin, ladies and gentlemen, Chuck with scalpel. From the doctor there. Operation Phoenix, Stag, War. You know what? I do need to talk about the world of rewards. And I think I'm going to have the guy that runs the program on the show to talk about it. World of rewards. We'll talk about that. Let me add that reminder to add that to the list tomorrow. PHX War. We may have Chuck. We may have Phoenix. We may have Pedro back tomorrow, depending on how he feels. Bonk. We're not talking about Bonk. Bonk is dead. It's only million, billion, zillion, $trillion market cap. Oh yeah, thanks Space Cat. I appreciate it. Back to let me look at that. Where the hell is it? All right. Love what I see with Facify. Facify? They have not launched yet. I am helping them beta test their DApp. All right, let's put that on the list. Viewers want it. Viewers get it. Space Cat, send me some more information about that in my TG if you could. Not private info, stuff that's public. And if you want to send me anything else directly, just direct message me. But if it's something that me and the viewers can use, drop it into my TG room. Good to know. You know what? Let's because I am a little connected to this one. But thank you everyone from Dragon Balls. I appreciate it. We're looking forward to more of your project. And I'm guessing you've got the, since you're through a pancake swap, you've got a swap liquefy function on it. If you guys don't have a swapper yet, or a cell-less swapper, you got to see the developer Matt at Operation Phoenix and those guys. And I'll probably be mansplaining things to you guys, but I have a lot of other viewers that may not get it. When Pancake Swap takes out tokenomics, they take out the tokenomics in the contract in the token. So if someone buys a 5% tax and they take out 5% of Dragon Balls, 5% of Dragon Ball tokens go into a contract, into the wallet address, and then once a certain threshold gets hit, the contract sells that and turns it into BNB to use for operations, marketing, whatever, and then it puts a red sell on your chart to do that. Even if it's all buys, if 100 people in a row buy, the chart will sell itself off and make a big red candle, and then people FOMO sell from it. It's no fun. What Matt developed was he calls it a sell-less, and it's not really a crappy name, but there's no real good name for it. What it does is it takes the tax out in BNB first, and then buys the chart, or takes the tax out and then sells the chart. So there's no marketing wallet that needs to be sold off. So there's never any contract sales. If you guys haven't explored that, the guys at Stag did that. Yeah. Well, since there's an overlap there, maybe that's the announcement. Anyway, you should really explore sell-less contracts, because the investors get a few more tokens by doing that, and there's no FOMO selling because of a contract sell. Anyway, speaking of, let's head to PHX. I want to talk about them briefly. Operation Phoenix. Let's bring up their pair of PHX on their own decks. Let's get the hour-long chart here. Operation Phoenix. I'm bringing this up because one of my buddies, I mentioned pretty much every show now because we coordinate or collaborate on a lot of stuff. Zach Humphreys has a great channel, great info coming out of Zach's channel. It's also just done a video on that. He came on as a marketing partner for Operation Phoenix. I am not a marketing partner. I'm an investor for them. And did a nice video explaining the project about it. So I'm just shining Zach's ass a little bit here because he did a good video for the project. And there's a lot of video out there about Operation Phoenix, including my own, in which a bunch of different YouTubers got together to create this. Not me and Zach, but a bunch of people that were in the SafeMoon community. And they said, we want to create what was SafeMoon was supposed to be. And it's really trying to attract that SafeMoon crowd, the millions of people in that SafeMoon crowd. And right now, Operation Phoenix, when you look at their DEX charts, it only says they have 1,400 holders, but they have like 50% of their wallets are staked. Plus, they're on two different... they have two different liquidity pools. I don't know how that affects holders, though, but they have a lot more than that. But they would really, really, really like to get, many thousands of new holders that were former SafeMoon people. So if you, in your group of influence that you're watching this, know one of your buddies that was one of those SafeMoon people who really believed in it but was disillusioned by their leadership just doing stupid things, know that Operation Phoenix has got your back, or got their back, and send them over their way. Send them over to the Operation Phoenix Telegram room. I think they have a Discord now. Anyway, their website, operationphoenix.network, will lead you to all the right places. But they're really trying to get the word out about, to get that SafeMoon community. There's a lot of people. We all know the SafeMoon community had people ride it all the way to the bottom. That even though it's all the way to the bottom, they've turned the contract off. Everyone lost their money that's still in it. The owners of it, and all those people, are on their way to jail. That diehard people that wrote it to the bottom are still resisting, saying, hey, they're still thinking, oh, we're SafeMoon, we can do anything. Literally, the people are in jail, contract's worth zero, it's done, it's over, it's toast. Let's find the community members who really wanted to make it succeed. Operation Phoenix has those community members. Now we just need the masses to come over to really get the interest going in it. Lots of good stuff. They've got DeFi Sean on board, who's one of the founders, Squidrow Joe, who's also SafeMoon Joe, and a host of other people, too, that I obviously can't. This is like a Academy Award speech. You can't possibly remember everyone when you need to. But also they recently brought on DeFi Mark, who was SafeMoon Mark. And they're coming up with a whole new DEX and a bunch of really cool things that are going to shake up the market and drive attention to them. So, good stuff. Let's see, what do we got here? Stag definitely is grateful for Operation Phoenix. Amazing. Yep. But good things to go here. Obviously, if Pedro would be here, he'd be like drawing lines here and be like, well, there's good lines here and there's support, and then he'd look at this one down here, right here, and draw a line over here. And, well, this will be a good buying opportunity if it gets down here, blah, 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 blah. You remember the other day when I played a clip from Pedro about what Bitcoin was going to do? It's done exactly what he said it was going to do. He said, well, it's going to probably pull back into the 67 area, something like that. And I was like, man, this thing's going to the moon, man. We're going right to 100,000. Nope. Nope, he was right again. Anyway, hopefully we'll have Pedro with us tomorrow. Interesting Space Cat to learn what Factify is. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly. Thank you, Higher Buyer, for the excitement meme. Or GIF. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. I love this. I hate it when I'm gone for a week. Or only do a show now and then. I love being on every day, and I miss it. Pedro and I had a good conversation about that recently when we were off the air for a little bit. And talking about how we were like, wait a minute, we didn't have a show today. Or we haven't... when you get in that groove of doing something you like, as soon as you don't do it, you miss it. And I love it. I love talking to you guys. I love answering your questions. I learn a lot, for sure. I learn a lot every day from things that the readers or the viewers put in for this reason. And I'll tell you, they say on the internet to people on the internet, say, if you want to be genuine and all that, tell real stories about you. Let's see. SafeScat says, keep telling the SafeMoon holders to give up and come on over to Operation Phoenix. Yeah, I don't know why they keep banning it. I think you just need to take advertisements out and target their group so the advertisements come up. You know what, SafeMoon guys? SafeMoon guys, do that. On Reddit, you can target particular groups and run a SafeMoon or an Operation Phoenix ad in the SafeMoon groups. Do it. It can't be that expensive because there's not that many. It can't be. It's not like it can't be a lot of money. And it would be so worth it. They get so mad, but a lot of people will hey, they're a legit group. They can advertise in this group. Go do that. That's a good plan. Anyway, what I was trying to tell the story is that tell a genuine story. And the genuine story I have is, I've told this on the air before, but many of you are newer, is that my dad was an executive with a large corrugated box company. And ran a bunch of divisions for it, did very well for himself. And I went to visit him once when I was like a younger chap, but Dad had the big job. And I go into his office. I had never been to the headquarters when he got transferred there. It was in a different city. And so I finally got to go visit him there. And I drive to the building. I walk inside. The receptionist asked me to wait here for a minute while she lets my dad know I'm there. And I didn't know where I was going. I'd never been there before. And there's all these people running around. There's phones ringing. People, in the days with the dot matrix printouts, people got these things. They're holding them open, pointing and stuff. Accounting guys are running back and forth. And people's desks have stuff piled up. And there's people in the aisles talking, blah, 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 blah. And I go, finally my dad shows up. He's like, "Oh, Tommy, come on over here." And I go into his office, and there's nothing going on in his office. It's clean. The desk is clean. The credenza behind it just has a little laptop on it. It's like a phone. And, it's not even a brief. My dad famously rarely carried a briefcase. And I was looking around. I'm like, I can see out the door, people going back and forth, doot, doot, doot. And I'm like, all right, something's wrong here. I'm like, Dad, what? Things not going well here? You don't look like you have much to do here. And he looked at me like this. Have you learned nothing in all of these years from me? Anyway, his point is, he was the boss. Hire people smarter than you to do what you need to get done. Don't be worried about someone smarter than you having a better idea than you and them getting the credit, not you. If you're smart enough to know your weaknesses and to hire the other better people, or for that matter, to involve other people in your project that are smarter than you. And this will apply to you guys in crypto too. Applies to me on my show with Pedro. You get people that are smarter than you in the areas that you need help in. I'm really good at accounting. Very good at it. I have a long history. I'm a zero partner in accounting. One of our sponsors is Camuso CPA here. He knows a million times more about accounting than I do. And he does crypto accounting. I would just suck at it. I'm okay with charts and knowing what's going on with them. Pedro's an expert. He knows what's going on. And what my dad did is he hired people that were really good. They're like, I need a guy to really understand financial statements. So he hired the best guy he could find to do that. I really need a guy to do logistics. He hired the best guy to do that. And all these guys came up with ideas that my dad didn't think of. And a lot of people out there say, well, I'm going to steal the credit for that, or I can't have people coming up with ideas. The boss will think that guy and get blah, blah, blah. What bosses realize is that divisions and companies make more money because the smart guys run it and they promote that smart guy. And he brings everyone up with him. And that's what we're doing here on DYOR. That's what we're doing here. By you guys educating me, and me educating you guys, we're making everybody smarter. How about that for a sign off for the day, huh? How about that for a sign off for the day? And that's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time. That's right. Got that vlog music going now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another show. We really appreciate it. Lots of good guests today. Lots of good conversation about this meme coin mess on Solana. I won't call it a mess. I'll call it just genuine joy. Tomorrow we'll have Pedro Garcia back in the house. Assuming he's well enough to do it again. All he needs is a voice. It's not like his face comes on the air much. We'll be on all week. We should be on all week. Friday is unknown. That's not what I wanted. Wanted the show schedule here. I should have been running that during the day here, but it shows will be on at noon all week. Pretty much all week. And so, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Chuck Jansen says, thank you, Tom. Appreciate all your time and effort. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking here in the digital media world. Thank you so much for joining us here at another successful episode of DYOR Live. So glad to be hosting everything. We will see you again soon.